Now, I'd like to say a few words about the Rumble tonight. What's going on?
We started out under on the track at the first punch, and then you had all the rain. These poor kids, it was so cold. When we would turn off the rain machines, you could just see the steam coming off of Tom and Patrick and all those kids. Two beams that came down. One was black that actually hit Ralph. The other one was a beam that had flames on it.
We haven't changed a day.
Yes, aren't we just as young as we are? Don't.
Francis explained that he...
This is what I always wanted. No pressure, no money. Well, it only was made possible because I got lucky with the resorts and the wine company. Otherwise, I'd be doing
What's going on with the resorts?
They're very successful.
Yeah.
I'd be doing movies of the week, you know, for...
Like me. Don't say it like that. I treated him like I treated everybody else, with, you know, at the time was a bit sort of cocky and sassy. And someone's got to do him, and we can't all be Francis Ford Coppola.
We can all have a vineyard.
I wasn't intimidated by his work because I didn't know of his work. And I know he liked that a lot. Wow, this was your car.
What happened to it? It hasn't been maintained. What did they do? It's been attacked. Look at this car. I mean, what 17-year-old Brad is allowed to drive this car? I have been maintained better than this car.
There's no doubt
Well, hello.
We did that every Friday when we shot.
Drinking great wine, getting to resurrect old friendships, eating strawberries.
Somebody told a crew member looked at foods for the talent. And then,
it was Ron
and then
Colby at the
Leif went
time.
over to the table, and Ralph said, "Hey, Leif, that's for the talent." And that's when they
I remember
snapped
this.
the photo. That's what the poster is.
Oh my Lord, I remember.
all
He said,
laughing.
leave that food, it's for the talent.
Matt's my favorite in the movie. I love what he's just so out there.
He went for it.
I get you a hangout, a hideout, a hangout.
That was
Igloo.
reaching for
I
the
find
next
you a
line.
teepee, a tent,
tent.
a fort. I got you a fort. Hey, everybody. I'm not sitting in that chair.
Oh, wow.
The socias.
At least you got the front
Forever greaser.
So,
What's that thing on Pony Boy's neck? It's the question I always got when they cut out
Oh,
the
because-
opening.
well, now they're gonna know.
Now they're gonna know. They're gonna see.
Kid, everything's new. Dawn.
Ralph, you killed that.
Oh, good scene.
Killed that. That was just unbelievable, man.
It was a nostalgic ride, you know.
Okay, we're all gonna have to jump you after this.
I remember moments that I shared with Diane Lane after seeing the movie that I never really remembered before. She would recall things that I'd said to her, and of course I would deny them because, you know, at 14 I had the biggest crush you could have on a young girl, and I never wanted her to know that, but I'm sure she did.
The night we shot here was freezing cold, and when Tommy says, "Man, I'm freezing," he really meant it.
Huh? I said you're a clown.
Shut up. Every once in a while it still plays at this theater. Actually, the actors, Rob and Tommy, were very close during the movie shoot, too. That was a rough night shoot because Matt had the little gunshot squibs taped to his bare skin since he left the hospital with just a jacket on. And when those squibs went off, it hurt. I think Matt did a great job as Dallas.
We went out on the streets of Tulsa and go to, you know, a drugstore, and we'd shoplift, and we'd do all this stuff, and we'd get in trouble. And Francis was there the whole time filming it.
The fuzz won't be looking for you here.
Videotape was a very new thing. He had...
Which was, you know, not in a great part of the neighborhood, and I don't remember it having heat. He wanted us to cook a meal together, and I don't cook. Tommy Howell doesn't cook, and Swayze doesn't cook, so that was a disaster. And he and Susie Hinton sat on that couch, and we were in character for hours and hours and hours on end, and finally we were sort of looking at each other, the actors going, is this ever gonna end?
Francis was eager for me to spend the night in jail, which I wasn't, of course, so interested in doing. But like, yeah, you know, maybe Dallas, because he's been in the reformatory. You should go spend the night in jail. I was like, okay, Francis, why don't you go spend the night in jail?
I mean, I spent time in character, sleeping out at night in the cold, wrapped in newspaper.
And walking on a piece of blue tarp that would then turn into a park or wherever we were. The best part that came out of that was the fact that we were able to draw upon personal experiences with each other as actors. And then when we would refer to moments on film, we could recall that experience for real.
I believe you should work very sensually with actors. Actors like it in the early stages of rehearsal. Usually I have a whole table full of props because they just want to go up and get some. Then when you see it, if you like it, you encourage it.
Oh, the fire is on! In the rehearsal process, we're ready to put on the show.
There would be scheduled sort of gaming and competition between the Socs and the Greasers. Every weekend we would have these rival matches, be it football, soccer, basketball.
There was a lot of competition. We wouldn't dare.
And I remember one afternoon we were going to play a flag football match. The doorbell rang and somebody was standing there with some brand new sweats, drawstring gray sweats with canvas Converse and a t-shirt that said Greasers on it. And they handed me a really lovely plastic binder for my script. And it had The Outsiders and my name on it. So we all scramble off to the park and we go up and we've got our gray sweats and our t-shirts on and we look over and here come the gang of Socs, all in their beautifully colored button-down snap sweat jumpsuits and their leather high-top sneakers and their leather-bound script covers with their names on them. And I remember that just eating at us, and we kicked the holy hell out of them that day.
Yeah, how? All right! Me being a Soc and him being a Greaser can relate to this very much so because the Greasers got less per diem than the Socs and got better. The Socs got better hotel rooms. That's hardly the case. Yeah, right. Okay. But it was exactly like that, and he's a young boy and he's still learning. It was good. It was healthy. It was very healthy to exercise that ability. Me and Leif Garrett are good friends today. Really? I love this kid.
No. Speed.
There were times when it got almost a little over the top, like it was like, hey, whoa, you know, you guys really are actors, you don't hate each other.
We spent like 3 nights shooting that scene, and I got deathly ill. So it wasn't the actual dunking that was rough, it was building up to it. I mean, there was some grabbing and a bit of a fight going on and struggling, and Francis didn't want it to look easy. He wanted us to look like we were getting away, and I didn't make it easy on Leif, you know? I mean, I tried very hard, and Francis came up to me and said, do not let him put you in that water, period. My struggling consisted of a few blows to Leif here and there, but they got me in, and in the long run, you know, they dunked me pretty good, and Leif got even with me.